Welcome back. This is the 2013 Disney Cross Country Classic on ESPN3. Alongside Alex Smolka, the head coach at the Florida Atlantic University. Great to have you with us, Coach, this morning. Here for this race over the next 20 plus minutes. 4A Varsity Girls, the fourth race of the day. We got started at 7:45 with the men's collegiate 8K, followed by the collegiate women's 5K and the 3A Varsity Girls 5K. Last year she went 19:54, finished third.
You know, they take the competition seriously and want to compete well here.
Starting gun and we're underway. That long line of competitors horizontally becomes vertical.
Yeah, you want to be able to go out to establish your position, but not too fast to make to end up building up too much lactic acid too fast, which is then going to hurt you later on. But you do need to get out and not be stuck in the middle of the pack if you want to have a chance to be in the top 10.
Last year, the top 5 teams separated by approximately 6 minutes between all of their total team times. Tight competition.
Absolutely.
Some of the top teams like Brookwood High School from Snellville, Georgia, 43 team points. Roswell High School, Roswell, Georgia, 125. There's also Brentsville from Virginia, 126 team points in 2012. Top team out of Florida, maybe Dwyer High School in this group. Last year, 282 points.
Oh, okay.
They finished 10th.
It's going to be interesting to see how, again, I'm familiar with Cherry Hill East out of New Jersey. So they came down. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle the slightly hotter conditions versus what they're used to back home. And how well they travel. Very often it's important, depending on how teams travel, depending on when they got here last night, how much sleep they got. With having these races go off early morning. It's important to actually, have a good night's sleep and then be able to get up in the morning and get ready to race. So if you spend
often as possible. Right now, Julie Zacco from Shenandoah High School is your leader. There's Julie running well here to start this race. Lots of spectators here and the amount of people growing as we've gone from the college ranks to the high school ranks. This is a sight to see here at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I think more and more people lining the course, and that certainly helps the runners as they make their way through the fields into the trails.
So Julie Zacco in first place. Second place, Emily Headley from Olympia High School. She's a local. And right now, right behind the leader.
They're both certainly looking good. They're both certainly looking like they found their early stride. And we'll be able to see if they're able to continue to distance themselves from the rest of the pack, or if anybody else is going to come join them once they hit the trails.
They are running through the Hess sports fields right now. Eventually it gets really interesting as they will drift away and head off into the woods. That's where all the twists these runners have handled some of the backwoods.
Absolutely. It seems like people are sort of, getting used to the hills, or they're certainly training for hills, because based on the times that we've seen so far, people are getting faster, with the course obviously having stayed the same since last year.
So our fastest returning runner, Ashley Buddha from Brookwood, no sign of her just yet. Still our leader is Julie Zacco from Shenandoah. So right now we'll go 1 through 4. Julie Zacco from Shenandoah still enjoys the lead. Emily Healy behind her from Olympia High School. In third place, Sydney Steely from Hoover has moved into third. Autumn Bartlett from University High School is running right behind her in fourth place. So 1 through 4, Zacco, Healy, Steely, and Bartlett. Tallahassee later this year. And still Zacco setting the pace. Boy, but she is not getting a lot of room though from Emily Healy.
No, Healy seems to be very comfortable sitting in second place and just, working off Zacco and letting Zacco what cross country is all about. Because so often, especially on the high school, 90 to 110 yards or so of a gap, which, definitely is something that, is possible to close, but it's certainly not easy to close.
There you see our first sign of hills here in this race. Julie Zacco still running well. Emily Healy right behind her from Olympia.
The pack between the pack behind 3 and 4 broke up a little bit, but it seems like 3 and 4 might have some company soon.
Danielle Jordan from Shenandoah High School is now running in fourth place. Camaraderie is concerned. How important is it in team chemistry? I mean, of course, it's important in sports like baseball and basketball and football, but in cross country, is it that important when
you have to be able to rely on your teammates to make sure that they give you the best possible effort every given practice, and especially on race day. So again, making the right choices when it comes to your social life, making the right choices when it comes to eating. So it's more of a team respect and dedication to a common goal than true chemistry, I would say.
Julie Zacco taking control of this race from the start. Out of Shenandoah High School, she is running first.
She definitely carries her arms a little bit high, but she still seems to maintain her stride.
A little bit of unorthodox?
A little bit of unorthodox.
Emily Headley running second from Olympia. Sydney Steely out of Hoover is third. Danielle Jordan, Shenandoah High School, fourth. Julie Zacco showing no signs of slowing down. In fact, she has distanced herself now from our second place competitor, Emily Headley.
Yeah, she's certainly.
Could you ask for more perfect conditions here than what we've seen this morning?
No, I mean, it's still unbelievable to me how low the humidity is, and it's really, that's almost more so than the temperature. The humidity is what really, affects runners, during distance races. So by keeping the humidity low, you actually end up, sweating slightly less. So hydration becomes a little bit less of a factor, and you're able to certainly run.
And now getting ready for that stretch run, Julie Zacco, Shenandoah High School, 16 and a half minutes. Our last race, best competitor finished at about 18:38. Interesting to see if Zacco can challenge that.
Yeah, she looks like she's certainly, finishing strong. She definitely has a very unorthodox arm carry. The arm swing, they swing sideways. Her angle. Normally, you would suggest to your athletes to keep a 90-degree angle between your forearm and your upper arm, but she certainly has a much steeper angle and also crosses her midsection quite a bit.
At the college level, would you work on?
Possible, show them what they look like when they run, and work on just again maintaining the proper arm swing to make everything more efficient.
This is the grueling part of the race. Up the hill, and now getting ready for the final stretch. Zacco looked like she slowed just a bit there.
She certainly looks like she's struggling a little bit as she's approaching the finish line, but she doesn't really look smooth.
18 minutes in. Not the most graceful of strides we've seen, but it has been effective.
Oh, she's down.
And she did take a fall right there. So Zacco struggling now with just a few hundred yards to go. Can she finish this race?
Now it's going to be interesting to see what the run in second place. Oh, she's going to get passed before the finish line.
Emily Headley right behind her, and she'll pass her. So Zacco struggling to get to the finish, and I don't know if she's going to make it.
She really is suffering. And again, that's what we talked about as far as hydration goes. Most likely that's a question of having not hydrated well over the last few days, not just race day.
So Emily Headley with a late charge, able to edge Julie Zacco, and now you just hope that Zacco can somehow find a way to get across the line. Oh, this is tough to watch, Coach. After running such a good race, is now third and fourth passer, Sydney Steele, Danielle Jordan from Shenandoah, and Zacco falling back.
Yeah, she's going to be able to finish the race, but definitely something must have been wrong with her hydration the last couple of days for her to really have such a collapse right at the end of the race.
Trying to get. Now you see the rest of the field coming in. That's an example of how tough a sport this can be.
Absolutely.
You think you're in command for nearly 20 minutes, and then bam, the body says no.
Absolutely, the body can shut down. Even somebody who's a.
Well, let's take a look at the top 10. Emily Headley out of Olympia in first place. Sydney Steele from Hoover finishing second. Shenandoah sends Danielle Jordan to the finish line in third. Morgan Hull fourth. Emily Crowns is fifth. Allie Summer, Julia Zacco, and Lauren Brennan also in the top 8. More cross country from Walt Disney World when we come back.
Did you use the boat blenders?
Well, we welcome you back to the 2013 Disney Cross Country Classic here on ESPN3 from the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Great to have you with us this morning alongside Alex Smolka, the head cross country coach at Florida Atlantic University. I'm Drew Felios. We've seen some exciting competition here today, 4 races total, and right now, all of our thoughts, I guess, with Julie Zacco, she's being tended to right now, led the entire last race, finished in 7th place, and Emily Headley from Olympia goes on to win the race.
Right. I'm hoping Julie's okay. She certainly looks like
Here we go, come on. Right foot.